talk with you?
You sure can.
Then right over here. We'll all see you.
Right here.
Okay.
Right here. Okay.
All right. You all good?
Okay.
Why did you do what you did?
Well, you know, there's a long story and a short story. If you really want to know the full story, you're going to have to probably read my book, and because it's complicated. But you know, the short story is that I made a vow on the Golden Gate Bridge back in 2000, on the year of the Millennium, and it was during that period of time that I was struggling with cancer. I was stage 4, and I almost died. And there was also something else that was going on. I also was privileged in some information that Special Forces had contacted me about training their men how to perform special training on the World Trade Center before 9/11. And so I knew there was going to be an attack, but I was surviving cancer, and so I really couldn't do anything about it. And you know, long story short on this is that when 9/11 happened, I just felt this tremendous guilt, like I should have done something, but I was so caught up in surviving that I wasn't able to do it. I kept thinking that someone was going to parade these terrorists before TV, and it never happened. And instead I saw 9/11 happen, and after that I just felt this tremendous guilt. And I've been carrying that for a long time. And Stan Lee, he wrote the foreword to my book, and he, in an interview, said to me, you know, with great power comes great responsibility. And if you possess the ability to help people, to do some good, then you damn well ought to. And today was what I did. I just felt like it was my moral obligation to do something about it, because I feel that our country is really vulnerable to another attack. And so that's why I climbed.
Just to make it clear, how did climbing the Millennium Tower
Well, it was,
illustrate that?
well, you know, the Millennium, it was the year of the Millennium that this all happened. It was the year of the Millennium that I found out that I was a stage 4. I was almost going to die. And it was also that year of the Millennium that I knew from the Special Forces that there was going to be an attack on 9/11. Well, they didn't say 9/11, but they knew there was going to be an attack. And so when they built this tower, I kept thinking about it, just going, my God, this is kind of like tying in with the whole Millennium thing, and I just felt this calling. I don't know how to put it other than I just got this feeling like we need to do something and get prepared for the possibility of another attack.
How did you do this physically? You're in remission, I gather, from stage 4 cancer, which is
well,
great.
you know, it's like, well, that's the other thing. You know, it's like a lot of people think that, you know, you get cancer, that, you know, it's a death sentence, and it was kind of for me. I mean, I was told that I had 20% chance of survival to get my things in order, and so I did. But at the same time, I wasn't going to give up on life, and I knew a lot of people were kind of looking at me as kind of a role model of how, you know, it's like, here I am, 54 years old, and yet I'm still active, I'm still climbing, I'm still training, I'm still doing everything that you'd want to do when you're 30. And so that's the other thing.
But how did you do it today? I mean, were it really suction cups, and did you have any sort of backup plan if something went wrong?
Well, I would say the best backup plan was my mind, you know, because you know, so oftentimes, you know, we're ruled by fear, you know, fear of failure, fear of even trying something. And I have to say, you know, looking at the building, I mean, there's this wall of fear that you're facing. I mean, like, it's so intimidating to look up at that wall of glass and go, I'm going to go for this. And I needed to conquer it myself. And in doing so, I felt like I was doing it for all the cancer survivors out there, all the people who are fighting for cancer. I wanted to be the rallying call. It's just like, this is it.
Mr. Skyscraperman, let me get your name right. Mr. Skyscraperman. Skyscraperman.
Correct.
Clearly you take this seriously. You had your causes that you're hoping to draw attention to, but what do you say to people who might say, look, you use a lot of police and fire resources. The building says that was a publicity stunt.
First of all, to address the part about, limited resources, I get that. And I picked, just for the record, I picked this day because I thought, naively, okay, there's nobody down here. It's dead quiet. I picked that side of the building because I thought, okay, no one's going to even see me. And I thought that I was hoping that maybe I could even do it without even anyone knowing. And I just wanted to do it.
You did not do this for publicity? You hoped nobody would see you?
Well, if I did, I would have had someone calling you guys, and I didn't call you guys. I don't think anyone I know called you guys. And so...
There was, though, a press release on the website.
There is? Oh, well, okay. I didn't put that there.
You were hoping to draw attention to causes.
Yeah.
But you're hoping no one saw you as well?
Well, when you go to do anything, you have to have a press statement. I mean, you want to clarify what it is that you want to do. And I left in a Whole Foods bag at the base. And I thought, okay, if anyone does come, anything you want to know is going to be in that bag there. And I wanted to, just because I wanted people to realize that, hey, look, I'm not a terrorist. Don't worry about me. I'm not going to commit suicide. This is about something much higher than that. So.
Why the flag? Why the American flag?
In all my other buildings, I climbed the Sears Tower. I put a flag up. When I climbed the World Trade Center, I put a flag up. I put up a flag on every one of them. And my dad is a veteran from the Korean War, and it's also my way of being patriotic. It's like I think America. I love this country.
And what about resources and all of that went into?
Well, that's I don't know. I mean, it's almost like poor management there. I mean, like, why would you send that many people for one guy that's just climbing this building? And I hear you there.
Because what you did was illegal.
Yeah, but I mean, a misdemeanor thing. It's like one could just say, okay, you could have one police officer watching and one maybe fireman doing something, but you certainly don't need to have all the resources where you have everybody there. I mean, really.
What does it say on this paper that you have? Notice to appear. Obviously, you've been cited for something here.
Yeah, it's 2 misdemeanors, and I haven't really read it yet. So, yeah, and then it's a list of all my equipment and everything else to appear in court.
How do you prepare for this? How do you train? Where do you live to do this? You have.
I train a lot. I mean, I'm always climbing and always running, always biking. Watching my diet, and more than anything, I probably am watching my thoughts. And I know that may sound kind of weird, but we are in California, and so you kind of can be open to that idea of really managing your thoughts. And believe me, being up there, you have to be so focused on your every single move. There's no room for any error. You just got to be totally clear. So that's probably as much the physical part as the mental training.
And when you finally got to the top, what goes through your mind?
Right on. I mean, like the firemen were all up there helping me put the flag up. And, in many ways, I mean, a lot of the things that I'm doing here is to be supportive of what they're going through. I mean, we're building these skyscrapers taller and taller. And yet we expect the firemen to use equipment that is like ancient. I mean, really, they got these toy little trucks. They can only go up 7 floors. And yet we expect them to be able to fight fires, rescue people in taller and taller skyscrapers, and they're talking about building even taller skyscrapers now. And I feel like someone needs to speak up for them.
People on the ground were mostly cheering for you, but then they would say, is he out of his mind? And can I just ask you, because the police said you're going to have to go through some kind of evaluation.
No,
Are you out of your mind?
Actually, I think after talking to me, they realized that I was very clear, So.
What's next for you?
Well.
Court appearance.
Yeah.
Court appearance. That's a surprise.
Another
Yeah.
building.
Yes. Yeah. A series of buildings. My goal is actually, I've put it out there that I want to do a world tour, and I would like to do it legally. And I actually got a bunch of people who are actually talking to me about doing that, and it would be for a cause, and the cause would be to raise money for a cure to cancer. And I feel really like I can talk about that. It's like I really think we need to do it because more people are dying from cancer every year than all the wars combined. So it's a serious thing.
Where do you live? Where are you from?
Planet Earth.
Just to narrow in, it's in the state of California.
California.
Would it be Tahoe?
Well, that's one place. Yes.
You do live at Tahoe,
Yes.
part of the Tahoe.
Yes.
Okay.
You don't want to say why.
Well, I just don't want all of a sudden the media showing up there. You know,
Okay,
you do
well,
like.
go away.
I just have one question.
Yeah.
Would Heather Holmes be able to climb a building like that with those shoes?
You know, those shoes would probably work for some very thin cracks, and there are some good ones around here.
I'll let you borrow them. What building before this one? What was your last?
My last one was the CN Tower.
Did you even start out on this? Did you-
Well, that was the interesting part, the beginning. You know, there's the entrance on the side there. I scurried up the side on the
From the
from
street.
the ground. Yeah, yeah.
So if somebody's cynical and says, you know what, he's trying to sell books, he
Yeah,
wants
but you know
attention.
what? If you check out the book, we're going to get attacked again. And I'm not trying to like be an alarmist here, but we are going to get, and that's the scary part about it. And I've done my research on it, and so yeah, okay. I mean, it may sell. If you,
I mean, they have antiquated equipment, but that's the best
no,
we got.
I'm introducing a bill. It's called the Skyscraper Defense Act, and in this,
What?
it's called the Skyscraper Defense Act. And this bill is going to create a new department in Homeland Security, and that's called the Skyscraper Defense Department.
And it has support from whom?
Vincent Dunn. And he actually endorsed the book and said the Skyscraper Defense Act is definitely the direction we need to go. And
In a nutshell, what is that?
well, it would create. I mean, we're actually going. We can't put out these fires, and they knew that. And during 911, they knew that. And you know, thousands of people were trapped. Colon rectal cancer. I was treated here at UCSF.
Are you in full remission?
Yeah. I don't have the video footage yet, but I was.
Oh no,
Yeah. putting them in
it
the
took you about
cracks.
3 hours.
Yeah.
That's surprising.
You said it would take an hour to.
Well, no, I thought maybe I could do it a little bit faster than that, but
Is it in the Bay Area? Can we tell our Bay Area viewers that
I consider myself a Bay Area resident.
Well, there are previous wire stories from years ago when you were doing Chicago.
Yeah.
Indicated you were living in San Francisco.
San Rafael, yeah. What date is this?
Is it mandatory appearance or you just have to pay a fine? You'll usually have a 20,
Is it 10/20?
10/20.
Oh, okay.
And what are the two misdemeanors?
Walking with my socks.